Oh. This is my 200-pound Corsa, and today me and Kiana are going to tackle one of the biggest issues, well, we think one of the biggest issues with it. Now, if you've had a look at my shorts, you've noticed we've done something before with it, but this time we're actually going to fully replace it because it's a concern and we don't want it to happen. So then we get down to the business. Kiana's already disconnecting some of the electrical bits. It's absolutely frozen out here today, which is why he's looking like that. But this bad boy here, if you don't know what this is the engine. And basically the engine comes in multiple parts. So at the top you have like the rocker, then you have like the body, all the bits and pieces. I'm not going to go into it because I don't really know myself. At the top you have this bit. Now underneath this bit is a gasket. That gasket basically stops all of the oil from escaping, going into the spark plugs, into cylinders. It's very important that that isn't broken, that doesn't stop working, because if it does, then what happens to your car?
It will seize.
Yeah. His car went kaput. So you don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. Obviously, if you check out the shorts, I'm going to edit it into here as well, so you can have a look at what we saw. Then you can definitely see. Actually, no, let's just cut to that. That used to be some sort of gasket or seal, and
that is your gasket.
Yeah.
It's rubbery and lumpy.
Yeah. So you can see exactly what happens when it gets a bit funky, and that is something that we're going to try to make sure it doesn't happen again. So today I've been to our best friend Halford's, got myself a little gasket. They're not very expensive, like 11 quid, and we're going to replace that bad boy, and hopefully that means that we don't have to worry about doing it again for a little bit of time. So to save ourselves a little bit of trouble, because the pipes connected to the rocker are looking a little bit worse for wear, have a couple of cracks in them, we're just going to remove them so we can take the rocker off without causing any damage or any leaks that we don't want at the moment. Obviously these are something we're going to look at changing in the future, but just for the purpose of now, we're just going to remove them to make it better. So yeah, lovely development. We're taking off the one of the first pipes, and yeah, look at this bad boy. I can't really see it very well, but if
you can see better that way.
Yeah, that right there looks like let's hit my head on the car. This bad boy, which is supposed to have coolant in it, hasn't got any. And that has coolant mixed with oil in it. That could just be because the gasket's gone, because the coolant goes into the engine, and if they're mixing, that can happen. So hopefully that's the only thing. Hopefully that's the reason for it, but we'll see. He's looking at me like, I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going. So now obviously all the pipes are connected, and also the electrical connectors from the coil pack, and obviously on the other side as well. We're just undoing every single bolt. I think I said later anyway, there's 13 of these. Once the ones with the outside off, then there's also some underneath the coil pack. These aren't too bad. These are like 10 mil, and they're just normal screws. They don't actually come all the way out, which is kind of interesting. I don't often know that. I don't often see that, but it's useful. It means you don't lose them. So yeah, once we get those off, obviously as you see, use Torx bolts. Get off the little bad boys inside of the coil pack and take the coil pack off as well. So yeah, once these bits have been taken off, we just take off the coil pack and we undo the rest of the bolts, and then that is everything we need to unscrew for now to take off the rocker cover. So that is a total of 13, Kiana's got me messed up now. He counted them up wrong. 13 of these bolts. Once you take those bad boys off, you just have to get this here, which is the coil pack, and that goes straight into the spark plugs, which obviously is what causes the ignition for the car. Obviously now there is a concern with the coolant mixing, because that is actually a head gasket issue, and the head gasket is a completely different job to the rocker cover. So I don't really want to do that, but that might have to be that's a future endeavour, I fear, when it's not so cold. And this is our beautiful coil pack. This one only has 2 bolts that hold it in, and then once you take those off, you literally just pull the thing out. It just clips in and out of place. This right here is your coil pack. Now, I've owned a Vauxhall before, and I owned a Astra, similar age as well. Mine was a little bit new. Mine was an 08. This is a 6. They had very similar coil packs. Mine was 1.8 engine though, so it was a bit different. These bad boys, they're kind of a blessing, kind of not. Obviously, some cars you have individual coils that go to individual spark plugs, which in itself it can be complicated. Well, not complicated, but they've got to be in a certain order. Yeah. So each spark plug has to spark at a different time, which means the coils have to line up. So this does make life easier because you just plug this bad boy in and it goes. However, if one of these bad boys go, you normally have to replace the entire pack, which can be a little bit more expensive. I say that on a Vauxhall, it's about 70 quid. Like, it's not that deep. But these are actually pretty clean. And also, if you look down here, These are your sparks. We've got them up before. Those bad boys are clean as well, which is good. It's a good sign. We don't want these things to be dirty, because once you start getting misfires, you can start causing actual damage. That's not something you want. While we were down here, we thought it'd be definitely worth checking the spark plugs. Obviously, they're not going to get changed now because we have so much more work to do, but it's still worth having a look just to see what they're saying, and just to see if they're ruined or not. After a tiny little almost heart attack, I mean, they're not great, they're burnt. And they've definitely had a bit of oil in there, which is not what we want. I don't, however, have any replacement spark plugs at the moment, so I'm not going to replace them. This car isn't running or turning on, so it actually won't be too deep for the moment.
It's rusty.
Yeah, they're rusty, they're a bit gross, it's not focusing properly. I have seen worse though. I have actually seen worse. They're not good.
Got wire brushes if you want to clean them up.
No, I'm not going to bother cleaning them up because I'm just going to buy new ones before we start the car back up again. But there you go. I'm awkward on camera now. It's been like a month since I've recorded a video. It's been a month and a half. This is a story for another time. Cool. So, if Keanu has disconnected everything properly, which I don't think he has.
I have. It's got to come this way. It's getting caught on the pipe up top.
There you go. This bad boy will just come off now. Lovely. Cool. And it's wet. That is the top end of it. This is the thing replacing today is your gasket. So this bad boy that goes around the outside there. That is your gasket. Key can get a little pick for me. If I can pick it out. We absolutely shoved it back in last time. It's broken. There you go. Cool. So that is a gasket. This one's all a bit like gross, and as you can tell, it's not doing a very good job because it's got oil in it. And you can also feel as well, it's like solid, like really solid. And if you look at the one in the bag, that's like mad malleable. And that is
squishy and rubbery.
That is two of our biggest issues there. As you see, it's literally just, it's broken. It's broken. I'm not actually too sure. Once again, I'm not the world's best mechanic. I'm not even a mechanic. I don't really know most of the stuff I'm talking about. I just find it fun. I don't actually know what these two holes do. I think they're exhaust holes. But yeah, that is supposed to surround them completely, and it doesn't. Ew. So yeah, let me put that down. So we will replace that in a second. This is the front stuff. So what I was saying about the head gasket, it's actually below this section, which means you've got to take this bit off. To take this bit off is a completely different kettle of fish. Obviously you've got your crankshaft, you've got your timing chain, all of that. When you do that, you've got to keep the engine timed. It's a whole different situation. So me and Kia were talking about the whole coil and oil mix. We are hoping that it's just something. We're hoping it isn't a gasket because there's no other symptoms of the head gasket blowing. Sorry about the noise, there's construction work next door, so I'll speak up a little bit. So we're hoping that it's just a bit of bad luck, or where it's been sitting, or there's a leak somewhere else, because nothing else seems to be a symptom of the head gasket going. But that will be a diagnosis for another time, because if it is a head gasket, that's going to be a whole day. It's going to be a whole thing. That's going to be a learning curve, because I've never taken that much of an engine off before. But we'll leave it for now. Anyway, this is the top of the engine. It looks pretty clean. I'm gonna once again edit some of the video so you can see that me and Kia have already cleaned all of this up, because when we first opened it up, it was absolutely vile. There was like,
Don't need to clean again.
Yeah, so there was like gunk and crust, crunk, everywhere. The whole thing was black. It was gross. It wasn't like this where it was like wet oil. It was like that, but all over the side of it, everything. Which obviously isn't good, which means that something is not right, and that definitely is not right. So yeah, we're gonna get around to replacing that.
Oh,
Cool. There you go. So we are actually hoping that the new one I bought is the right one.
well, you can see there that
Yeah,
that's
like
snapped
it's
off.
ruined. This whole thing's ruined.
There's another break somewhere else that I found.
Yeah, last time when me and Keith took it out and looked at it, there was like a lot of like little red. Okay, well, I'm hoping the new one fits, because that's now just got absolutely manky. But yeah, there was lots of tears, little bits of like. It's hard to
Bits
explain.
falling off.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all here, look.
You know when you got like a tyre and it gets almost, the rubber gets crusty and hard.
Look.
That's not what you want. But yeah, that's not good that was
It's
part
all
of,
like rubber silicon.
yeah, what happened as well, I don't know who put this car together, but they had like multiple types of things in there. So they put, because you can get like a sealant gel, I don't know what it is.
It's like a
sealant
liquid gasket.
You get like a liquid gasket, and I think they put one of those on, that was going, so then they put that on, or that was going, so they put the other one on, and they just mixed, and it didn't end well. Didn't end well for the car. So yeah, let's hope this new one fits. I'm going to see if I've got any rags anywhere. We can give it a quick clean up before we put something new in it.
Me too.
So, one sec. This is a good thing my microfiber is so cheap. This was a brand new one, and Keanu's absolutely...
Hey, you handed it to me and said use that to clean it.
Yeah, he also said it feels like his baby daughter's poo-poo. Oh. Now Keanu's doing what he does best, and he's getting his fingers in places that don't belong. And he's just going to oil it up a little bit. He oils me up sometimes as well. Anyway, that's not the point. Make that bad boy go. So this is as clean as we're going to get for now. It's not very clean, but it's clean enough, and I'm happy with it. This will not be the only time this engine ever comes apart, so we can always revisit this at a later
I
date.
can assure you it's not going to be the last time.
No, yes, absolutely not. I mean, even when we go around to changing the spark plugs, we can always take this off again properly and like give it a proper clean, and get it shiny. And I also do want to give this entire engine bay a clean because it's just filthy. It's just gross. We don't like gross things, apart from Keanu. We don't mind Keanu. God, he's doing it way too seductively for my liking. First, got a 2-finger technique. Don't lick your lips at me, brother. Don't do that. Anyway, let's get this bad boy back in there then, shall we? So this bit is pretty self-explanatory. We are literally just putting the new gasket back into the holes. Obviously this one's a bit softer, so we're still trying to be gentle, but it's not as brittle as the old one, so it just like goes back in nicely, and just fits back in where the old one came out of. Obviously Keanu put a little bit of oil in it just to make sure when it needs to. Out of 4, I did buy the right one.
Yes.
I just choked. Sorry. I just choked on actual speaking English words. Beautiful. You can already tell the difference. This car's going to be a supercar. This car's going to be the fastest thing on the road.
I wouldn't go that far.
Beautiful. So now Keanu has licked that up like the good boy he is. There we go. He's a licker, he is. He's an eater. Watch out, ladies. Joking, he's got a fiance and a child. He's a very settled down young man. Yes, this bad boy. Now the two become one, as Spice Girls have once said. So let's make them one again. Yes, beautiful. Now, obviously you don't really need me to say what I'm doing here, but I'm just basically putting all the pipes back in, reconnecting the electrical bits, and then also just obviously tightening back up the rocker cover so we can put it back together. I mean, once again, pretty self-explanatory. I could just let you watch it, but I like talking too much. So there you go. Just watch me struggle doing this a little bit. That, my friends, is the gasket, the engine run together, the pipes back on, everything plugged back in. It might be worth, well, I don't think I can start up. I can. I have to jump it. Might be worth just starting up for a second, just double check, but I'm not going to bother with that right now. I'm going to let it sit for a second and then I'll start up and do that stuff later. So yeah, that is that done. I'm hoping that won't have to be touched for a little while. Obviously I need to figure out what's going on with the coolant, because me and Keanu were just actually talking about it, and basically last time we worked on this car we put water in it just for the second and it's all gone, which makes me think, because the engine hasn't been running, it's not been pumping the coolant through, there might actually just be a leak. So it's going to be one of those things that we're going to have to proper diagnose. We'll put loads of water in it, and then we'll look under the car, see if any water's dripping out. If not, then we'll look further in.
There wasn't any dripping last time, because I did check underneath.
There wasn't any dripping last time, but we don't know. I don't know. So we're going to have to figure it out. But at least this is done, which is going to be really helpful. If anyone's got any ideas, once again, I'm not a mechanic. He's done a bit of college work, and he does work on cars as well.
Well, level 2 qualified.
Yeah, level 2 qualified, whatever you want to say. He's done a bit of college work. And if anyone on the internet knows any more about what could be causing any of like the coolant going away, and if there's any way we can properly diagnose it before we start taking the head gasket off, please let me know, because we want to make my life as easy as possible. So there we go. That is that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this new video. I know it's been a while. We've had a month of lots going on, and I'll be back in my parents. So I'm going to be here now. So I'm going to have much more access to the Corsa. So we're going to speed up on this project and get her back on the road as soon as we can. And thank you again to Kanye, obviously. If you like this and you want to see where this Corsa goes, please like and subscribe. We're like 3 subscribers away from 200. I know it doesn't seem like a big number for some people, but for me, that's sick. I love it. Like, I remember when I hit 100, and now I'm 200, and we're going to keep growing, and we're going to get good places. So I'm excited for it. But yeah, if you want to see more on the Corsa, if you want to see us get us back on the road and then see what we're going to do to it after, please like, please subscribe, share, do the whole bits and pieces, and I will see you in the next one.